Hi, we're the Psychic Twins.
I'm Terry.
And I'm Linda.
As you know, we've made a lot of videos about our alien abduction experiences, and many of you shared your sightings, UFO sightings, and alien abduction experiences with us, and they're wonderful. We love them. Last month, the Pentagon admitted to running a top secret, multi-million-dollar program that investigated UFOs and alien sightings over a 5-year period, and this just came out, believe it or not. Former military intelligence officer Luis Elizondo, who was in charge of the program, said on CNN, quote, "My personal belief is that there's very compelling evidence that we may not be alone."
The U.S. Defense Department's cover project was called the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, and it examined reports of UFO and alien sightings from 2007 to 2012. Even Navy fighter pilots reported bizarre UFO phenomena while flying jets. Evidently, former Senate Majority Leader Reid, who is, as it turns out, a UFO enthusiast, who knew?
He's a believer.
Pushed for the start of this $22 million project. That's a lot of money. The New York Times just broke the story a few weeks ago. The expose stated that many high-level people within the Department of Defense actually do believe in UFOs. They have access to classified intelligence that we don't have access to. So it's kind of interesting. It opens up a whole conversation for, well, why was this kept secret and what are they really planning?
Elizondo says, "I will tell you unequivocally that through the observations, scientific methodologies that were applied, that these aircrafts are displaying characteristics that are not currently in the U.S. inventory, nor in any foreign inventory that we are aware of. It remains unclear if this program is continuing to investigate UFO sightings. We personally believe that it is, and according to its backers, this program does remain in existence. Even Elizondo believes that it's ongoing."
A congressional staffer told Politico News that this project may have been established to monitor whether a rival foreign power like Russia or China had developed new technology that could be a threat to us in the U.S.
Here are some of the more bizarre sightings that were exposed in the declassified reports.
A building in Las Vegas, Nevada was apparently modified to store and investigate materials suspected to have come from UFOs, like metal alloys and plastics that weren't really readily identified according to our metals charts. Another part was used to study people who have contacted the objects and to observe any physical changes they may have undergone, may have experienced through becoming connected with these weird metals and plastics. Sometimes they're used in implants, and we've talked about this in previous UFO
they literally implant objects under the skin of humans, and these are metals that don't exist on Earth at all. Some people saw an entire fleet of flying objects traveling at high speeds and had a glowing aura around them. This footage was captured from a Navy FA-18 Super Hornet, and one of the Navy pilots was recorded saying, "There's a whole fleet of them," and another said, "My gosh, they're going against the wind. Look at that thing, dude."
I mean, what's neat is that these people are experienced airmen, they're military, people in high command, and they're reporting these things by the hundreds and thousands around the world. And so now I think it's getting harder and harder to pretend this phenomena doesn't exist or that it's just fabricated by a bunch of nuts to get attention. Well, it turns out there's a lot of celebrities, famous people who believe in UFOs and aliens.
And who have even seen UFOs,
Right.
and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Many celebrities are sure that they're trying to be contacted by extraterrestrial life. Well, we're already here, guys. I got news for you. Theoretical physicist Dr. Michio Kaku has said that while many UFO sightings can be explained away, 5% of them are spooky and defy known laws of physics. The aliens could be thousands or even millions of years ahead of us. Well, of course there are aliens.
He said that. He actually said that.
Billions of galaxies, each having billions of stars, there has to be life out there.
I mean, it's incredibly arrogant to assume that there's no life on other planets. Give me a break. Katy Perry actually said, "I believe in aliens," in a GQ interview.
Yeah.
Pop star Demi Lovato told Seth Meyers, the late night host, that she believes in mermaids, and
I believe in mermaids.
We do too. We've actually done a video with Jesse Page talking about this. Demi said they, quote, "might be alien species that live in parts of the Indian Ocean we've never explored before."
Yeah. Well, the famous pop singer Kesha once said in an interview that just before she released her album Rainbow, she said, quote, "I was in Joshua Tree, totally sober. I look up in the sky and there's a bunch of spaceships, you guys." Kesha described seeing 5 to 7 spaceships which vanished and later came back in a different formation. One song on her new album is titled Spaceship.
Oh, that's kind of cool. That's actually unusual to see a whole fleet of flying objects all at once.
It happens a lot in the desert too.
Well, singer Nick Jonas described his UFO sighting on the ITV show This Morning. He said he saw 3 flying saucers while in his backyard in LA.
Wow.
Nick turned to his friend and apparently said, "Are you seeing what I'm seeing, or am I losing my mind?" And his friend fortunately confirmed that he saw them too. And so that was his most amazing story of seeing flying objects.
Actress Halle Berry told David Letterman, "I don't believe we're the only species in existence. My ego doesn't tell me that we're the only ones who survived." So also Tom Cruise believes that he was an ET in past life, living on another planet that was part of the Galactic Confederacy. He said in 2005, quote, "Are you really so arrogant as to believe we are alone in this universe, millions of stars, and we're supposed to be the only living creatures?"
He's very much into ETs, as are most of the Scientologists.
Well, what about Bill Shatner? We worked with him.
Bill Shatner, we actually did a film called Hollywood Ghost Stories back in the 90s with William Shatner for A&E. And Shatner told the Montreal Gazette, quote, "There is no doubt that the universe teems with life in all its forms." So it's interesting that we crossed paths with him then. And we believe in UFOs. I mean, we had a rock band in the 80s called Flying Objects before we were, professional psychics.
Yeah.
And so we actually do believe that we are not from this planet originally. And we've talked about that in many videos and in our books. Khloe and Kendall Kardashian.
Oh, the Kardashians.
Don't get me started. They've tweeted their UFO sightings, and we have a clip from one of their tweets about seeing a UFO.
She tweets, "You guys, I swear I just saw a UFO." Considering she tweeted that at 11 a.m. makes us wonder, but her sister Khloe writes, "I'm a believer." Kendall responds to that with, "Khloe, I'm tripping out." Well, yeah, tripping out is one way to describe it.
Well, rapper Kendrick Lamar is very open about his alien experiences, and he describes them in a Howard Stern interview.
When you were a kid, you saw an alien or something, or a spaceship or something?
I always say this, and I'm going to stand my ground to this.
Go ahead. You did?
I did.
John Lennon witnessed a UFO in New York City, of all places, and it moved up and down, kind of defying gravity.
Up there, I saw a UFO, and it went down the river, turned right at the United Nations, turned left, and then down the river. It wasn't a helicopter, it wasn't a balloon, and it was so near.
Muhammad Ali, the great fighter, apparently saw several flying objects over New York City's Central Park while he was jogging with his trainer, Angelo Dundee. Other New Yorkers made similar reports that day, and so it confirmed everything that they saw. Elvis Presley, we love Elvis. According to Elvis's biographers, Elvis had many encounters with aliens.
yeah.
The first UFO apparently he ever encountered visited him on the day of his birth in 1935. Larry Geller, his hairstylist and friend, claimed this. He said, "His father told us he'd gone out to have a cigarette at about 2 a.m. during the delivery, and when he looked up into the skies above their little shack, he saw the strangest blue light, and he knew right then that there was something special happening." with Elvis's birth. Once when he and Geller were driving through the desert, the two saw some very unusual lights. He said they were moving far too quickly to be airplanes, and so we just chalked it up to UFOs.
So Russell Crowe, the actor, in 2013 in Woolloomooloo, Australia. That's what it is. I don't know if I said it right. It's not easy for me. Woolloomooloo. Crowe set up some cameras to take some time-lapse photos of fruit bats outside of his home in Australia. And what he found when he reviewed the footage was proof of extraterrestrial life.
That's a YouTube video that actually did go around Twitter and YouTube.
Here's a clip. We'll show you.
The Academy Award-winning actor has posted this video on YouTube. What that thing just appeared? Whoa. Whoa. According to the actor, the time-lapse footage shows a UFO flying over the Royal Botanic Gardens in Sydney, Australia.
Now, what about Kasey Musgraves, the country singer?
Kasey Musgraves, yes. So, well, she's from Golden, Texas, and her first experience with UFOs was after a friend's wedding ceremony in Mexico. She said, I was with several other people, and I was on the beach after my friend's wedding after midnight, and it was the craziest movement of light that she saw in the sky. All of us watched for like 20 minutes while this went on, and it changed shape, it flew across the sky, it did wacky shit that nothing normal would do. She said, these are her words, I was completely sober, I swear to God. According to Musgraves, the UFO sightings continued in Nashville and later in Los Angeles, and other people reported it too.
Wow. This
cool?
is a lot. What about you? Have you seen a UFO or an alien? Do you believe that you have been abducted by aliens? Do you believe the government is planning to fake an alien invasion?
I wouldn't be surprised. That would be the biggest false flag ever on record.
It sure would be. Well, nothing would surprise us at this point.
We're predicting it here and now.
It's pretty hard to surprise us anyway. Let us know in the comments below. Hit like and subscribe.
And we'll see you in the future.